What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury insists that drugs in the sport of boxing should now be legalized. Insists Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury believes boxing has a big drug problem and says sport should address the issue of substance misuse by legalizing them. Fury, who challenges Vladimir Klitschko, of course, when he did for the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF titles, has already provoked controversy in the buildup of the fight with his bizarre behavior at the press conferences and unorthodox opinions. And now Fury has responded to Northern Ireland's former world heavyweight champion Barry McGuigan's assertion that anyone caught taking drugs should be banned for life. And this is what he said. I would totally agree with that because we live in a democratic world. We have to be open for the future, don't we? Fury said, I've just seen and told recent capping that keeping things in a box isn't the way to go forward. Why don't they just make the drugs totally legal in sports? Then everybody would be taking drugs. Then it would be fully fair, wouldn't it? It's none of my concern, really, but if the governing bodies want to do that, then I think it would be a bit fairer. So, based on what we know about Conor Benn failing his drug test, and based on the ideology of Tyson Fury and what he believes that drugs in the sport should now be legalized, let's talk about that for a minute. My counterpunch is, go figure. Yeah, go figure. Look who's saying that. Tyson Fury was popped for nandrolone by UCAD. But look how UCAD handled it. They handled it piss poor. They let it go for like a year and some months. Right? And then they came back and revisited it. Like, oh, you know what? Second thought, we are going to charge you with high levels of nandrolone. And then, of course, that was when he was supposed to be preparing to fight Vladimir Klitschko on a rematch. Vladimir Klitschko that looked like he was very determined to get his belts back, very determined to fight again, to overcome. And then that went down. Well, Conor Benn is a type of fighter, at this point that you don't really know, what to expect from him. You don't know how to really perceive him at this point because his career is now plagued with the whole idea of him cheating. Well, according to Tyson Fury, well, hey, you should let everybody cheat, So then it should be fair. But then I don't believe that. Me and my personal counterpunch on this whole idea is I believe that if you do that and people started getting really hurt, then you make an analysis of how many people are getting hurt versus crippled versus this versus that, how many people will start performing at a certain level. You're going to have like some type of like a fucking freak show, right? Like it won't be what you think it's going to be. It's going to be something different. It's going to be like, and not saying it's not like that now, understand, because, you've noticed a lot of people are getting popped. I just think people are better with taking drugs than other people. Okay. But if everyone started taking them, that just changes someone's perception of what to do in preparation. So nothing would really be natural. Yeah, people would still work out, but I think you would have more people abusing it. Now, according to Tyson Fury, to be fair, he was like, okay, well, you have to have it at a certain limit. Well, that's kind of already happened. Because you guys can remember Mauricio Suleiman was allowing a certain amount of clenbuterol people for after Canelo got popped because the small amount, and Mauricio's a politician. So you have to understand and keep in mind that once Canelo got popped, that stops the fight. If the fight stops, the money stops. And Mauricio understood that. So he's like, well, damn it, if they're going to have that, we need to give them some type of level of allowance for how much could be in your system to stop things like this from happening, because the money has to keep flowing. Okay? And my paycheck has to be going, right? So it sounds like some type of organized confusion as far as Tyson Fury's ideology. But now we look back at that, and what he feels like everyone should do it, and it should be fair. I don't think it would be at all, because I think it would snatch the total integrity out of the game for what people do, and believe in themselves. They would resort to drugs. I would think boxing at that point would be no better than wrestling. Yeah. Wrestling's supposed to be fake, right? WWF, WWE, WCO, right? A lot of these guys are dying. And a lot of them are having cancer, heart attacks, and it's one of the highest amount of deaths in wrestling. I think boxing would be like that. I think it's better. It's bad for everyone, because PEDs are drugs. I mean, they don't have to be PEDs. They could just be banned substances, because they don't really necessarily help your body. A lot of them hurt your body. That's why they're dangerous, and a lot of this stuff I've never heard of. I never heard of whatever that melatonin, or I forget what it is already, right? I don't, nandrolone, I never heard of that. Clenbuterol, I never heard of that shit either until somebody got popped with it. So I don't know anything about that type of stuff. The only thing that, okay, synthetic testosterone, because men over a certain age has that. Okay. Yeah, you're familiar with that because you hear enough people that have issues with testosterone. But all that other stuff, I don't know anything about. So I don't really know what it does, to be honest, but I don't think it would help anyone, if they can't do it naturally or can't. And I think that takes the confidence right out of the fighter if you have to resort to that and use that as a solution. So no, I think that would be a terrible idea. I don't agree with Tyson Fury. I don't agree about the levels. I don't agree with any of it. How about not anyone do the shit? How about that? And the next person that does it, unfortunately, you have to have a cap and everyone has to be in agreement. So whoever gets popped doing the shit that they've been doing, stop. If you don't, when you get popped, you will not fight ever. Or you will be fined so fucking hard to the point you will never think about doing that shit again. How about this? Instead of Jarrell Miller being banned from fighting Joshua, how about allow him to fight? If he wins, it's a no contest, and you take his whole fucking purse. How about that? How about you don't get paid if you get popped? Oh, you got popped? No pay. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!